Welcome everyone to the Feeling Good Therapist, where we learn different skills and tools to help therapists in their practice or even help everyday people in their everyday life. And today we have me too, who will be teaching us a really awesome skill called the cost-benefit analysis of blame, a tool created by Dr. David Burns.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. My name is Me, and today Richard will be playing as one of my clients who's having relationship issues with his girlfriend. And we're going to be practicing using the cost benefit analysis tool of blame and see if he's ready to let go of some of that blame to feel closer to his girlfriend. Hi, Richard. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, hey, Richard, I know you've been having some trouble with your girlfriend and you want to work on feeling closer to her. And today we'll be using a method called the cost benefit analysis of blame to see if you're feeling ready to let go of some of that blame to feel closer to your girlfriend.
That sounds good. How does that work?
So, how it works is first, we're going to look at this one part at a time. We're going to look at the advantages of continuing to blame, and then we're going to look at disadvantages of continuing to blame your girlfriend.
Yeah.
So, can you share what are some good reasons to keep blaming your girlfriend?
Well, she kind of deserves it. I mean, she does all these horrible things to me, so it's good to kind of blame her and tell her because she deserves it.
Yeah, okay. So, one good reason to keep blaming her is because she deserves it. What are other good reasons to keep blaming her?
Well, I guess if I just kind of like tell her like it's her fault and she needs to change it, she's more likely to change and I don't have to.
Hmm. So, if you keep telling her that she'll need to change, then maybe she will, and then you wouldn't have to change. Oh, I think that's actually like another point there is that if you blame her, then you won't have to change.
Yeah. I guess those are two separate ones. So I'll make sure I get that down.
Can you think of any other good reasons to keep blaming her?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Let's think about this together. Maybe it's just easier to blame.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot easier to blame rather than just kind of accepting responsibility and working on myself. So definitely easier.
Yeah, and another popular reason to continue blaming is feels good to be right, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it definitely feels good to be right. And I mean, a big part of it is she needs to know that she's wrong and that I'm right. So definitely a good one.
Okay, and as I'm saying these, can you think of any other good reasons for yourself?
Well, I guess part of this is I don't have to kind of do some self-reflection on my part, which sometimes could be a little painful.
It could be painful to have to actually look at yourself. Okay, and we can think of more, then we can always add it to the list. Um, but it sounds like we have a good handful of really good reasons to continue blaming her. Um, so let's look on the other side. Are there any disadvantages to keep blaming your girlfriend?
Yeah, it doesn't really help. I mean, it doesn't make the relationship any better. In fact, I feel like because I blame her, she blames me back, and we just continue butting heads. So it makes things worse.
So it's a vicious cycle. Then she'll blame you.
Yeah, exactly. And uh, at the end of the day, I don't feel good about myself either after I blame because maybe she's in tears afterwards and I feel guilty and bad.
Yes. And what you're saying is that the intention is to get closer to her, but then you notice that when there's blaming going on, when you see her in tears and sadness, that doesn't make you feel good either.
Yeah. Exactly.
like doing the opposite.
Yeah.
Any other disadvantages to blaming her that you can think of that you've noticed in your patterns?
Yeah, it doesn't really change anything. We just kind of repeat the same thing over and over again, and we just continue to feel horrible every time. So it's just a repeat pattern and nothing improves.
So it's the same pattern and nothing is improving.
Mm.
Wonder if there's any other disadvantages you've noticed, any good reasons to let go of blame.
Well, I think it will help us kind of get closer if I'm not blaming her anymore. Maybe she'll eventually stop blaming me too. But either way, I don't feel good about continuing to blame. I don't feel good about myself.
Yeah, it's not making you feel good about yourself either. And I'm curious when you said, if I don't keep blaming her, we'll get closer. Can you say more about that, please?
Yeah, I mean, every time I blame her, I think I push her further away. But maybe if I stop blaming her, there's a chance we might get closer. I mean, it's worth a shot to try something different. It's it's kind of crazy to think that I continue blaming her and
It'll
I
bring you
expect
closer.
it to, yeah, and expect a different result because it's always the same result, but I keep doing it.
That is true too. So yeah, the blaming, it is hard to imagine like when you blame someone, it makes you closer.
Yeah.
Okay. And now looking back on the other side of good reasons to continue blaming, I'm wondering if anything else has come up for you that we should add to that list or anything else to add to this list of disadvantages.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we did a good job with this. I just don't feel so great about the blaming. These advantages aren't that helpful.
Yeah, there's definitely um, an equal number of reasons on both sides I'm noticing that you've come up with. But I wonder if I were to give you 100 points and ask you to divide those points between these two sides to weigh them, how many points would you give the the side to continue blaming versus the side to let go of the blame?
So you want me to give more points to the side that's more convincing?
Yeah, like looking at all these reasons, the number of reasons are about the same, but I wonder if one outweighs the other now
Hmm.
that we're reflecting on it some more.
I think I probably rate it like 10 points to maybe the advantages and maybe 90 points to the disadvantages because there's definitely a lot more disadvantages. It weighs heavier in my brain.
Oh, wow, that's a big difference. And when you say some of them weighed a lot bigger for you, which one stood out to you? Because 90 to 10, that's a big difference.
Yeah, I think the one that stood out to me the most was I guess I don't really like the person that I am when I'm blaming. And um, I I really want to do this to kind of be a better person to kind of live up to the values that I hold on to. And I feel like every time I blame, I don't feel like a good person. And at the same time, maybe the relationship will improve because I give up blaming too, and that'd be a good benefit. I mean, it just kind of creates more conflict at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. It sounds like it'd be two birds with one stone because you're going to be able to feel better and it'll make you feel closer to your girlfriend and the relationship will get better as well. So there's some kind of benefit coming from letting go of blame. And I wonder, after doing this method together, what did you learn about yourself and what did you learn from all of this?
Yeah, I guess what I learned is I've been kind of doing this dance with my partner where we just kind of butt heads and just kind of repeat it over and over again. And in my mind, I think this is helpful, but it doesn't really change things. And on top of that, I just feel worse and worse about myself. So I'm thinking it's probably good to let this go so that way I can feel better and maybe she can feel better too, not being blamed in a relationship.
Mm, yeah, that's wonderful. And I would want that for you as well.
Wonderful. Let's pause there. This was such a lovely role play with me too. And if you want to learn more about me, you can reach out to her in the links below. And if you're wanting to learn more about different tools or techniques, you can reach us at the Feeling Good Institute website, or you can subscribe below. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Richard.